Welcome to the Flowermont campus. I am Sarah Cluth, campus coordinator. In September is Alcohol Awareness and Prevention Month, and at NCTC we have educational activities surrounding the effects of alcohol and drugs. We're proud to have on our campus Mary Jo Prince, Program Manager of Brazos Valley Injury Prevention Coalition and Statewide initiatives and the Reality Education for Drivers. Thank you, Mary Jo, for being here with us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
We also have Chief Nicole Shaw and Calvin Richard, our police officer here on Flowermont campus.
Howdy, I'm Mary Jo Prince with the Texas A&M Agrilife Extension Service and the Brazos Valley Injury Prevention Coalition, and with the support of the Texas Department of Transportation, I have the privilege of being here today at the North Central Texas College Flowermont campus with Chief Nicole Shaw. Chief, glad you're here with us
Thanks
today.
so much for being here.
Well, we are here today to show our collaborative efforts and to save lives, and that is through building awareness in September, which happens to be Alcohol Awareness and Prevention Month. And we want to talk a little bit about some of the consequences that can come from those that choose to make alcohol part of their celebrations, or if they attend a party or an event in which alcohol is served, and how that choice can lead to some other poor choices, especially when you get behind the wheel, right, Chief?
That's exactly right.
And one of those happens to be, one of those poor choices will be to bring everybody together. You may have 5, 6 friends, and you're going to go to the next stop. Well, you're going to unlikely put everybody in the same car, but it does happen. And you get into the vehicle. Already, driving a vehicle is a multitasking event in itself. And then you add the addition of alcohol and impairment, and you've got maybe 6 people in a vehicle that is actually intended to transport 4 people, which means 6 people, 4 seats, 2 people are not going to have their seatbelts on. Chief, what can happen when things like that occur?
Well, that's just a recipe for disaster, actually. If you have too many people in a vehicle, just like you said, there's not enough seatbelts. And seatbelts have been proven time and time again to save lives in the event of a vehicle crash. If you don't have a seatbelt on, your likelihood of surviving a crash just gets so much lower, and in all likelihood, you're probably not going to survive that crash. And even if there's not a crash involved, if you get stopped by the police, everyone that's not wearing a seatbelt gets a ticket. You've heard of the campaign, click it or ticket. They mean that very seriously. And again, it's just an educational process to hopefully get you to put that seatbelt on and save your own life.
It is.
So consequences, losing your life, that's the ultimate consequence. And then if that's not a consequence, then maybe a citation would be. Both of those, we don't want to see that happen to anyone.
That's right. And the myth is that just the driver gets the ticket, but not anymore.
Not anymore.
Everybody in that vehicle that's not wearing their seatbelt properly will be cited. And there's seatbelts are installed and worn for driver safety. Because if you are not wearing your seatbelt, and in the event of a crash, you become a weapon. You become something that can fly through the vehicle and injure other passengers. Everybody else can be doing everything right, and all it takes is one blink of an eye, because nobody puts on their day planner, I'm going to have a crash today.
Right.
I mean, it's the unexpected. And in the event of a crash, as Chief said, you are in a standard vehicle, you are 45% more likely to survive a crash. But in a pickup truck, and no, Lord knows in Texas we have a lot of those, in a pickup truck you are 60% more likely to survive a crash in the event that you are struck from no matter which direction. And it doesn't take a high speed either to cause a crash. Again, back to wearing your seatbelts, people tend to forget that although you are let's say you're struck by another vehicle and your vehicle's going 75 miles an hour, the vehicle will start to slow down upon impact, but the passengers in that vehicle and everything in that vehicle that's not secured will continue through the vehicle at 75 miles an hour until you reach the point of impact, which could be the window. it could be the back window, the side window, or the front windshield, or you go through the window and your point of stopping is the pavement, a tree stump, and you have no control over that. And the old saying is, the faster you go, the bigger the mess. So, and
now, you're going to be black and blue with those seatbelts, but much better alternative than being thrown from the vehicle altogether. And just like you said, being thrown to who knows where.
Right. We've heard it said that the only thing worse than not surviving a crash is surviving a crash, and not in the way that you would like to. And again, going back to alcohol consumption, you just tend to make better choices when you are not under the influence. That you're more concerned about yourself, you're more concerned about your passengers, you're more concerned about others on the road, because we want students, right, to have a good time. This is the prime of their life, and some may not realize it. There are days that you just think, it can't get any worse. Well, yeah, hang in there, it will get better. But we want you to enjoy your college days, but enjoy it smartly. Enjoy it so that the people that you came onto the campus with the first day, that you cross the stage and celebrate, together. And there's so many other distractions out there. Our phones, our cell phones, get the brunt of the blame.
Right.
But there's so many other distractions: signage, other vehicles, other situations going on around you. That you're trying to change your radio, your music device. We know for a fact that the rate of crashes that lead to fatalities and injuries are greater for young drivers, ages 15 to 24, when they transport and have other passengers 15 to 24 in the vehicle with them. Chief, we've all been, young ones and teenagers once. Some may not believe it, but we have been. But what was it like for you as a teen, driving around with your friends, and you all get in the car and the conversations get louder and louder and louder?
Looking back now, I think, oh, what an idiot I was, and thankfully, these statistics didn't happen to me. Maybe I was lucky, maybe everything aligned just right, but looking back, I'm like, that could have gone really, really badly in another direction. Just like you said, too many people in a vehicle. And now Texas laws have provisions for that, where you get your driver's license, you can only have a certain amount of people.
Exactly.
Or you have to have someone of a certain age in the vehicle with you.
True.
So hopefully that helps out.
Right.
But yeah, distractions come from literally everywhere.
What about pedestrians?
Other drivers, crosswalks, people trying to cross where they're supposed to, but maybe we don't see them as a driver because too many other things are going on.
Bicyclists.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
On your campuses, do you have the high incidence of students walking to and from class with earbuds in their ears and looking down and not being aware of their surroundings?
Absolutely. With or without earbuds, they're in that phone, and sometimes I'll just go stand in front of them and let them hit me. And I could have been anything. I could have been a car. I could have been, something much more dangerous than just me standing there. And we have our dorm situation at another campus is different, not a different road. We had to cross a road to get to it. So that crosswalk is always problematic with people wanting to speed back and forth.
Yeah.
And people crossing not necessarily paying attention. So another recipe for disaster.
Sure.
Right there with our people walking to and from.
And I can only imagine on a college campus, you've got class changes at the same time. So you're not going to have one or two or three pedestrians. You're going to have several at basically the same time, trying to get to the same places and not paying attention. And our drivers can't assume that just because you see them, they see you.
Right. Absolutely.
And it's also a safety issue. With our reality education for drivers class, we kind of step out of the traffic zone for a minute and remind them that if they're not aware of their surroundings, somebody else is. And there's some people out there that don't want you to hold on to your laptop and your vehicle. They know that you're possibly getting ready to get into a vehicle that's a very nice vehicle. And if you have your earbuds on and your radio playing, or listen, you're just not paying attention. Somebody's going to do their best to take all those away from you.
It's a matter of opportunity. Most crimes are just a matter of opportunity. If I see something with the victimization triangle,
Sure.
there's the victim, there's the assailant, and then there's the opportunity. And there's only one thing we can change is that opportunity, because there will be bad people making bad decisions. We can't change that.
That's right.
We can't change that victims are going to happen, but we can change lessening that opportunity.
That's right. That's a great point. Great point. And it's not just on college campuses. You're going into the mall, into your sports venues,
grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping.
Everything.
It used to be good parts of the day, bad parts of the day, nighttime, daytime. It's 24/7 opportunity, and because it's a crazy world we live in right now, and so even more. So if the students develop those habits while they're on campus, then they're hopefully will apply them to other situations.
Right.
And as you know, we have all learned that we can't change behaviors. We can only change attitudes with giving them the resources, the tools, the knowledge, the education, and enforcement to remind them. And we do it, you do it to save lives, not to ruin their day.
Absolutely.
But you just have to do what's right too.
At the end of the day, we just want voluntary compliance that helps. Helps your day. Helps. We don't want you to have a ticket. We don't want those things. We just want you to be safe and make better choices.
Right. What do you feel are is the greatest possibility of a distraction? What do you see on your campuses that can be changed, or that the students need to think twice about? Where do you see the greatest prevalence of distractions?
Probably between the pedestrians and the drivers. When people are trying to get, to eat their lunch or to eat dinner, and we have stop signs in place, but if you're so much into your phone, or if you're kind of zoned out, whatever is going on, just not seeing what's in front of you. And so we try to have people in place to help with that.
Do you also encourage drivers and passengers to not get into emotional conversations while in the vehicle? Wait till they get to where they're going, because it can only escalate.
If you need to have a conversation, or if you need to be texting, just pull over and do it. It takes 10-15 seconds. You can have your whole attention on that, and then you can get done with that, and then you can go back to what you're doing more safely.
Is that the three obvious choices people make to drive distracted? Whether take their eyes off the road, take their hands off the wheel. A lot of people in a hurry, they go through their favorite fast food spot and think they've got to eat their burger and drink their Coke and eat their fries all in 15 minutes so they can get to class on time. You're already running late, you're already stressed, and you're taking your hands, and then the cognitive distractions. And if all of those three come together in a perfect storm, your day's not going to end well. So either leave a little bit earlier, go inside, eat your burger, eat your meal, and then proceed to campus or to your destination, and it's going to be a whole lot better day for you.
Right. Time management is something that we continue to learn, not just in college, just our entire lifetime. How much time do I need to devote to this? And then add, X amount of minutes to it.
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, how much time do you need to get to class? Plus stop and eat. Plus just try to plan your day.
Exactly.
A little.
And like you said, it's a skill that if you develop in your early years, it will come in handy more than you know. From some of us that do know, guilty as charged. You've got to learn to and allow time for yourself. Don't be so stressed that you don't take a break for yourself, because that will help with those cognitive distractions. I can assure you that take care of yourself. You can't take care of others and worry about others unless you take care of yourself first, and that will save a lot of distress. Is there anything else you would like to offer, or suggestions to the students of how they can work with each other to deter or to diminish some of the distractions as they endure on campus?
The old adage of see something, say something. If I'm a student and I see someone being unsafe, I think the message is better delivered and received from a peer than it would be from someone else. So if you see it, say, hey, maybe text when you get not in the middle of the road, maybe text over here, or maybe, hey, you just blew that stop sign, so maybe pay a little bit more attention. Because if it comes up to us,
Yeah,
I mean, it's a different kind of message,
exactly.
and we don't want it to get to us.
That's right.
So if we can kind of help each other out,
Right.
I think the message is better received.
Good. There are certain situations on campus, campuses, in which students observe practices of other students, and they care about their classmates and their schoolmates, but they don't feel comfortable in addressing the issues with that student. What opportunities are provided here at NCTC that a student is, if they're concerned about excessive alcohol use or breaking the rules of the dorms, where can they go? What can they rely on? What options are there for them to report issues in an anonymous fashion that they won't have to address the problem at hand, but allow the professionals that can address that? What are those options?
Many different ways of addressing issues. Then I'm going to put the anonymous bit here in a second.
Sure.
You can always call, stop by an office, email. All those email addresses and the phone numbers are available on the website. Everyone goes through a little bit of training when they first start, so they know how to get a hold of people. But like you said, if you don't want your name to be attached to it, and that's absolutely fine.
Sure.
As long as we're getting the message, we don't care how we receive it. As long as we receive it, we do have an app. It's through our Alertus company. It's a two-way communication, and when I tell you it's anonymous, it truly is anonymous. Alertus takes care of all of that. It scrambles the IP addresses, scrambles the phone numbers. I can't get to it, and I don't need to get to it, because I want our students and faculty and staff to know that they can truly speak to me anonymously, and it's not going to come back on any of that. There's no form of retaliation. I don't know who it is. We're never going to tell anyone, even if we did know. So that's two-way communication, and that can be as simple as, I need my car jumped off. Like, it doesn't have to be a super crime-ridden situation. Or
that's great to know.
Can someone walk me to class? I have an icky feeling about this parking lot for some reason. Can you walk me to class? Absolutely. We are always here for that. And I'll tell people, when in doubt, don't. If your gut is telling you something's not right, I promise you something's not right. For whatever reason. I think it's an intuition, whatever you want to call it. So reach out to us, and we'll be happy to walk you somewhere, speak to you. The anonymous two-way communication through our app that's available on our website, and we have trainings with that too. So numerous ways to get a hold of us. Certainly anonymously if you want to.
What a great opportunity. There's just so many options today that weren't available to many of us back in the day, so to speak. That it's the real crime is not using them if you need to. You were so right about your instincts and gut feelings, and even the instincts that you may have about your suite mates or roommates or apartment dwellers. That if something just doesn't look right, you're doing yourself a favor and everybody else by making. If it's nothing, then so be it. But it would be real hard to avoid something or disregard an issue, or and then wake up the next morning and see a headline that you.
It doesn't have to be something criminal. Let me put that out there, Julie. It doesn't have to be. You're not telling on someone for doing something illegal. It can just be a feeling that you're having, that their mental health is not great, or they're being abused by someone and they're a victim of something. It can be any of those things. I sit on a behavioral intervention team. It's with our Dean of Students. It's with the Office with Students with Disabilities. It's with counseling staff. So it's everyone getting together to make sure students is successful. And if there's a reason why the student needs extra help, we want to get that to them, whatever that may look like. It may not come from my office. It may not come from this office, but someone on the team knows how to help them, and you don't have to report them criminally for it to get to us.
That's a great point, because again, the cell phones get the brunt of the blame for distractions, but our mental and emotional distractions can be just as hazardous to our health and just as dangerous. That everybody has value, and if an issue, there's no issue too small. That if it bothers you, if it keeps a student awake at night.
Mhm.
If, drowsy driving can stem from not getting a good sleep, good night's sleep because of issues. Insomnia is a very, very real issue. And so drowsy driving can be just, in fact, it's considered as dangerous as impaired driving. And if the issue concerns the student, it concerns you and your intervention team.
And that issue can be as small as, I can't afford this book for my class. Tell someone, reach out to someone, because we do have emergency funds that are designed for that particular thing.
Right.
So if that's keeping you up at night and you think you have to drop a class because of whatever the reason,
Sure.
there are resources. Again, it may not come from me, but if you reach out to me, I'll get you where you need to go. Or if you reach out to anyone on the staff, they will get you to where you need to go.
Yeah.
Because if it's keeping you up at night, it's important.
It is.
So, that first step is the absolute hardest step in asking for help. And that never changes as you get older.
I wish we could say it does.
But as you get more used to doing that, more used to reaching out and saying, I am not okay.
Sure.
Not being okay is okay.
It is okay.
Let someone help you.
Right. Because those stressful situations can lead you, students or adults, student or non-students, can lead you on a path to seek temporary solutions, such as alcohol consumption, drug use, to what will become a very long-term situation. And so we want to prevent that perfect storm through education and enforcement. To know that you do have resources out there that to call, talk to your peers, talk to your student leaders. I'm sure that there are associations and student organizations that look out and take care of each other. If you're not comfortable talking to someone you don't know, and not looking, at the negative peer pressure, because there are those that are looking to to bring you into their environment with all the wrong intentions. Consult those that have the right intentions and that have your best interests at heart before looking at alcohol as a diversion, or that I'm just going to have one drink. Or if you're underage, if you're under 21 and you are charged with a minor in possession, that means some additional funding that's going to come out of your pocket, which will lead to additional stress. So,
and just a small plug for our timely care. If you are having, some sort of issue that you don't think anyone, I'm the only one having this, and I feel totally alone, and I don't want to talk to someone I'm going to see every day in person at campus. We do have a timely care, medical professionals that can help you totally free of charge for our students. An awesome resource that thankfully gets used as it needs to be. Again, the hardest part is asking for help. But once you get over that hump, get you to the right person to help you with whatever you need to set you up for success.
And you will find that you are not the only one going through certain situations. And as we want our students to have a good time, this is the prime of their life in college. And there are days that you just think you can't make it through. But I assure you, you can. And those dark days can turn into bright days with the help of your police department, your dean of students. There are options out there, and that's what we want everybody to know. So, well, Chief, thank you so much for your time and consideration today. I know you've got a lot of other things on your plate, but we know that for you to be here, it's important to you that we are both here to save lives, not to make lives harder, but to save lives and to present some options. So
we're just a small part of the wheel, a small cog in the wheel, because everyone here wants to set up the students for success. I think that's why else.
That's your goal.
Why else would we be here if not from wanting our students to be successful? Right. Whatever that looks like.
Common goal.
Particular job. Right.
Common goal. Common bond. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Thank you.